YouTube, what's up, baby? Back in this thing again for another review. This is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and today we're going to be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 4, entitled Part 4. Alright? Now, if you've been to this channel before, you already know how we do. We started off with the premise, 3 favorite scenes, the grade, and then we on to the next one, right? Okay. Again, Obi-Wan Kenobi Episode 4, entitled Part 4. So, on this one, we start off on a ship with Obi-Wan, Tala, Ned B, which is the robot, and they're heading to safety after what took place on the last episode, which is Obi-Wan encountering Vader and getting damaged because he was force pushed and thrown through fire until it burnt like either the left or the right hand side of his body, like his torso area. So Tala and Ned B are taking Obi-Wan to safety, so they can put him in the bacta tank so he can heal. Now, as Obi-Wan is in the bacta tank, we also see that Vader is in the bacta tank as well. And then we see Obi-Wan, and he's kind of just having flashbacks of what just took place on the prior episode. And then Obi-Wan and Tala are on this planet called Jabim, something like that. And then we jump to Leia, and she's talking to Reva, and Reva's just trying to befriend Leia so that way she can get some information out of her. And then we go back to Tala and Obi, and they meet up with a guy named Broken, which is played by Ice Cube's son. I can't believe this fool was in here. But anyways, I meet up with a guy named Broken. Obi-Wan asks him for help to locate Leia. And he says he'll help. And then Tala says she'll help him, like, actually, get to the base once they, locate Leia and help him, get in. And then we go back to Reva, and she talks to Leia, and like I said, Reva's trying to get information out of Leia, as far as like where there's like these underground tunnels or whatever that I guess you would say Haja sends like Jedi or just whoever it may be through so that they can get off planet. And we've already kind of experienced that type of situation. So but she's trying to get the information on that. And I'm kind of confused on that, because shouldn't you know it, because you kind of went through it, you know what I'm saying, on, what was it, episode like 3 or 2? I don't know. But anyways, she's trying to get the information out of Leia. Then we go back to Tala, and she gets to the base, but this is a base that she's not normally stationed at, so she's questioned when she tries to enter, but she enables herself to be able to get in by, pulling rank on one of the officers. And then as she's walking in regularly through the base, Obi-Wan Kenobi is actually swimming underneath the water to get to the base. Kind of reminded me of episode 1 when him and Qui-Gon Jinn went to the Gungan city underneath the water. Like, brought back memories, you know what I'm saying? So we go back to Reva, and she tries to pull the information out of Leia's head by using the Force, but because Leia's pretty much Force sensitive and she's strong-minded as well, she can't get the answers out like that. And I don't know why I don't know why Reva can't sense that, you know what I'm saying, Leia is kind of Force sensitive, you know what I'm saying? She should be able to sense that. And Obi-Wan Kenobi should be able to sense that. It's kind of weird. But anyways, we get to a situation where Tala, actually gets questioned again about being where she's at. And she can't pull rank on this person because they're of the same rank, if not higher. So that person tells them to come with her, or come with them. She follows them, and she ends up knocking out the guy, ends up continuing to do what she was doing, as far as helping Obi-Wan Kenobi to actually gain access onto the base. Um, so because Reva can't get the information out of Leia, she ends up trying to use, the droids that I don't know what they're called, I forgot, but the droids that can they're like torture units as well, like, what I'm saying, they can torture people. So she's planning to use that on Leia. I'm like, yo, like, that's a little kid, bro, come on. So anyways, as Obi-Wan Kenobi's now on this base, he finds out that the lower level is actually housing fallen Jedi, Jedi that were killed from probably like Order 66 when it happened. And it's like, what's going on? Why did they have that, So anyways, as Obi-Wan Kenobi's, walking through the base, he ends up hearing Leia asking for help because, Reva's about to, put that torture droid on her. So because of this, he tells Tala to help buy some time. So she goes to Reva and she tells Reva, hey, I need to talk to you about something. This can't wait or whatever it may be. So fortunately for Leia, this gives her time to, kind of relax and not be tortured by this robot. And then also for Obi-Wan Kenobi, this gives him time to be able to locate Leia and get her out of the chamber and then, actually get her off of the base. So anyways, once Reva starts talking to Tala, like Tala's like giving a good explanation to like all the stuff that she's talking about. She's actually giving the information that Reva wanted, but Reva is so smart that she's like, yo, like, you're probably a traitor, like, you feel me? So she's like eyeing her down like she's a traitor, you know what I'm saying? And that's what the situation really is, So Obi-Wan gets Leia out of the machinery and stuff like that, and it starts to, try to escape with Leia. And as that happens, one of the robots end up seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi and Leia leaving the little torture chamber area, and so it sends off an alarm, and everybody hears it, and so therefore, Reva ends up stop talking to Tala, and she ends up telling the stormtroopers, hey, take her to, the torture unit. We'll question her, make sure that she's not a traitor or whatever it may be, and then or just find out whatever she's been doing, and then she goes after the intruders, which she figures it to be Obi-Wan Kenobi and Leia trying to escape. So anyways, just as they're about to escape, Reva catches up with Obi-Wan and Leia, and Tala ends up getting out of a situation that she was in when she was, about to be taken to the torture chamber by the stormtrooper. She ends up beating them down or whatever, meets up with Obi-Wan Kenobi. They put on disguise, Obi-Wan Kenobi puts on disguise and hides Leia underneath his jacket. Tala's already in the Empire suit anyway, so she's straight. So they try to walk off. Like I said, Reva ends up stopping them, telling them, hey, you really are a traitor, and da-da-da-da. And, just as all hope looks like it's about to be lost, two pilots come in little spaceships or whatever it may be, and they start blasting everybody that's on the base. And this gives time for Obi-Wan, Tala, and Leia to actually hop onto one of the ships, and then take off. And then the second ship that was there ends up trying to give them time to actually take off. So he does that, and then after you know they're going to safety. Reva ends up throwing like this bomb at the second ship and blows it up. So you know they did take a loss right there, but at least you know the sacrifice that he made was you know not in vain. It was to help out Tala, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Leia to get on that ship and then actually be able to take off. So that's what happens. They take off, and then Reva gets in trouble by Vader, and he comes in there. He's like choking her. He's force choking her, and you know she's trying to utter out her words, and she's like, "I let them go on purpose." And he's like, he lets the force choke go, and she's like, "I let them go on purpose because I put a tracker on them, so wherever they go, the tracker's gonna be there, and we'll be able to find, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi anytime, and Leia and everybody else." You know what I'm saying? So, it's actually beneficial that they did that, and so Vader's like, you know, I guess I must have underestimated you. You know, good job type stuff. You know, and then we end up finding out that the tracker that was put on the ship or whatever it may have been. I thought it was like a tracker on the ship, but it's actually the droid Lola. So Leia's droid Lola now has a tracker on it, and you know, so it's trouble time. You know what I'm saying? On the next episode, because they're gonna know exactly where they at, and it's gonna be Vader too. Like it's gonna be trouble, man. But that's basically the premise of this episode. Three of my favorite scenes would be Obi-Wan when he's fighting the stormtroopers on the base. Just cool to see, you know, Obi-Wan again with Ian McGregor, or however you want to say it, just using the lightsaber again. You know, of course things aren't as dope as they used to be when he was younger and he was able to like, you know what I'm saying? But it's still cool to see him, and every once in a while you get a little flicker of that old Obi-Wan where he's using, you know, the lightsaber like he used to. So it's pretty cool to see that. Second favorite scene would be actually Obi-Wan Kenobi releasing the water in the little tunnel area and making the stormtroopers, you know, actually drown. And then they close the door, and then, you know, there's no escape for the water for that time period. And then all the stormtroopers are in there just drowning. I thought that was a pretty cool way to see him use his force, because he had to actually use the force to hold the water back through the glass. And then once everybody was out, like, you know, like Tala and Leia, and then he was kind of backed out, almost about to be out the door. Then he used the force, pulled the glass out, and then made the water rush in and stuff like that. So it was a cool scene as well. My third favorite scene would be Obi-Wan, Tala, and Leia escaping with the help of the pilots. That was a dope scene, you know. All out, you know, shooting with the lasers and stuff like that, and you're thinking everything's gonna be over, but then the two pilots come in, they start shooting everybody, bro. They make Reva have to, you know, go on the defense. She can't be on offense at that point. So that was a pretty dope scene as well, man. So yeah, that'll be three of my favorite scenes. The grade for this, man, a grade for this, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. You know, not the best episode thus far, and to be honest, episode 1 and 2 and this episode have been my least favorite, but I understand what they're doing there. They're building up the story so that it can be, you know, a climactic ending. You know, and in episode, because we saw in episode 3, they can do it if they do it right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that episode 5 and 6, because there's only 2 more episodes left. I'm hoping that episode 5 and 6, you know, is a lot like episode 3. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the episodes on the show, not, you know, the movies, episode 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, man, 8 out of 10 for me. If you guys saw this episode, let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. Do you still like the show? You think it's falling off? Just let me know about that in the comments down below. All right. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, this is Q's Insight. I am Callie. Until next time.